So you're thinking about moving to Bend and you want to live right downtown on Riverside Boulevard, right across the street from Drake Park, next to all these historic homes, or maybe in one of these historic homes. Well, that's exactly what we're going to be covering in today's video. We are right off the cusp of downtown Bend, near the river, near the west side of Bend. So if this video sounds like it's for you, stick around. We're going to be getting after this vlog style tour of this neighborhood right now.
If this is your first time on the channel and you'd like to know everything there is to know about living, eating, sleeping, playing, good and bad at Bend, Oregon, maybe even some of the traffic, subscribe to the channel, tap the bell for notifications so you can be the first to know about the current market here in Bend. My name is Zach Nutter. This is Ryan Rudloff, both licensed brokers with eXp Realty, and we've lived here in Bend for over 30 years. We absolutely love it. So whether you're looking to move in 9 days or 90 days, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, schedule a Zoom meeting on our Calendly link on our homepage. Love to connect with you guys and help you make a smooth move here to Bend. So as we start walking here, Ryan just alerted me to the fact that this is Riverside Boulevard. I've lived here for pretty much my entire life, and I always assumed this was Franklin that leads into Galveston. But apparently, where downtown starts, turns into Riverside. Who knew? So you have Franklin that leads into Riverside, that leads into Galveston. So little fun fact for you guys here. But we're walking by some of the most historic homes in Bend. If you live right to the left of us right here, let's pan over and look at some of those homes. You can see these are beautiful homes. And if we pan the other direction, they look right directly over Riverside onto the river.
Drake Park.
You look at Drake Park, there are so many amazing events that happen in Drake Park throughout the year, especially in the summertime. We've got the duck race where they take thousands of these rubber ducks and dump them in the river. And the first one to cross the finish line, whoever purchased that duck gets a grand prize. They have munching music where they have a band. There's like 8 or 9 of them throughout the summer. They have a band
Every Thursday in the summer.
Vendors and all this stuff. And in high school, it was all of our favorite thing to go do. Pretty great as an adult as well. But there's always so much stuff going on in the park. Living this close and looking at the river would be absolutely amazing right here.
We'll link a card to our Drake Park video that we did a couple months ago later in this video if you guys want to go check out more of what Drake Park is all about. I know I've alluded to the fact that it's our version of Central Park in previous videos, and Zach always gives me a hard time for that. But it is our centrally located park right here in the heart of Bend. It's kind of like the Keystone Park in all of Bend, and Bend Parks and Rec does an absolutely fantastic job of putting in new parks wherever there's new development, but this is no exception right here. There are multiple parks in this particular area of the downtown neighborhoods in addition to Drake Park. But what we wanted to really show you guys was what historic living in Bend is really all about. We've talked about it on previous videos. Where there's new development, there's going to be more traditional style, stick style subdivisions by very prominent builders, but not so much down here because these homes have been around for nearly 100 years and they're so original and creative in their own right. There's no two homes that are alike, but ultimately what you get when you're down here is the central location that is in close proximity to everything. Downtown is behind us, just a few hundred feet. The west side of Bend is just to our right across the river there. The old mill district is ahead of us, maybe a mile or so. The box factory is nearby. This is really where Bend gets all of its notoriety in the city here. I know that we're known for our outdoor activities and the amenities that Central Oregon has to offer, but if you're looking for a centrally located neighborhood, a very historic home site, something that gives you a lot of character, then look no further than the old Bend neighborhood that we're walking through right here, but primarily the homes that are right here on Riverside Boulevard.
So we are on the east side of the river. These homes have the road that sits in between them, the park, and then the river. On the west side of the river, just on the other side over there, those homes actually sit directly on the river. And this little stretch of the river is called Mere Pond because it's so slow moving. You can literally see the reflection of the homes and the trees in the river right there. So there's a very popular beer that's sold all over the world these days called Mere Pond, made by Deschutes Brewery, that's actually named after that stretch of the river. But so this side does have more traffic, but it's a beautiful place. The homes over here are very historic, gorgeous homes. But on the west side of the river, they're definitely a little bit more aggressively pursued because they sit right on the river. The river is in your backyard. These ones, though, you're right across from Drake Park. You don't have to take the footbridge over to get to Drake Park, to get to downtown. So these ones have a little bit closer proximity to downtown, which is fantastic. Again, we have a lot of these homes have basements. The majority of them have all been remodeled. If you are buying a house in this area, most homes in here are designated in the historic zone, which requires a lot of additional due diligence. And when you're getting permits, you have to get things approved of the historical district, and there's a lot to it. So just know that if you're looking at houses in this historical district, it is going to be more time consuming and cost you a little bit more in the permitting process and getting things. Essentially, it's like a very tough HOA that you have to get things approved, right? They want things to resemble the way they were 100 years ago. So they're trying to keep that as close as possible to the way it was in the past and make sure that things stay nice and resemble what Bend was in 1915.
Price points per home in this neighborhood probably start at 1 million. A smaller version of a home in this neighborhood, and they go all the way up to probably 3.5 to 4 million. I know there's a couple for sale right now, and they're in the upper 2.5, maybe $3 million range. And that has everything to do with the history of the home, the location of the home, and just the character of the home itself. And so they're a little bit higher price point right now. As of this recording, our median home price in Bend is roughly $730,000 to $740,000. But right here in this particular stretch of location in Bend, the center of it all, it's going to be obviously much higher because of its proximity to everything and its character, history, etc. So this gives you a better understanding of what some of the higher tier historic homes are going to be all about in terms of their price point.
One of the cool things is so we are now off of Riverside. We're one street back, and it's really quiet. So those homes along that stretch are by far the most expensive homes for the most part, because you can see the river, because you can cross the street and be in Drake Park. But you also have all the traffic from that road right there. We're just one block off. Homes are going to be a little less expensive right here, and it's very quiet. You would have no idea that there's a main road right across the way from you there. And you're still super close to downtown, Old Mill, Drake Park, the river, whatever you want, but it's a little quieter of a neighborhood right here.
The library's nearby, restaurants are nearby, the shops, everything that's retail related downtown is just a short traverse away from where we're at right now. The Old Mill District's behind us. In terms of, say, driving to the airport, it's probably a 25-minute drive or so from here. We're about a 10-minute drive from Costco. All the primary big box shops like Home Depot, Best Buy, Target, that's on the north end, probably a 10-minute drive. We're just off the Parkway too, just maybe a mile from the Parkway. So again, centrally located. We're in the middle of January now, so it's winter time. We're still outside. A lot of people are outside enjoying the weather that we have in the middle of winter. Not so much snow right now. It's really, it's kind of spotty when it comes to getting snowfall here, but ultimately the days are pretty pleasant. The sun tends to come out just about every day, even in the wintertime. And so it's not like one of those winters in the valley on the other side of those mountains to our left here, where it's gonna be cloudy and rainy pretty much every single day. It's still sunny here.
Yeah, the 300 days of sunshine is, we were just talking to a client today that 50 degrees, 40, 50 degrees in Seattle that's rainy is like bone chilling cold. 40 or 50 degrees here feels very comfortable. You'll probably find me in shorts and a short sleeve t-shirt in 50-degree weather if we're here in Bend. A couple other things I wanted to point out: quick access to the parkway. So the parkway is the main vein that runs through Bend, north to south. So there's several different access points, whether you want to go north or south, right from downtown right here. So you can get anywhere in town really quick. Houses in here, I mean, you can float the river. You can get a ride up to the old mill, float the river, and then be back at your house. There's a ton of just absolutely amazing features of this neighborhood. The trees are very mature. For the most part, all the landscaping looks beautiful because these homes are expensive. People take very good care of them. You don't see a lot of places that are run down in this neighborhood. It's just a spectacular place to live. It's definitely one of the most sought after places here in Bend.
Old Mill District's behind us, and so there are 50 concerts a year that are down there at our local amphitheater. That is just really a short distance from where we're at right now. So if you guys like things like live music, or you like being on the river, there are multiple different stretches of river that are all kind of different character within Bend city limits. We got the Drake Park area, we have the Old Mill District area, we've got the River Trail area, all within a very short distance of this particular neighborhood. So again, we're driving home the proximity of the location of this neighborhood with this particular video, because it truly is one of a kind, and you just can't reinvent neighborhoods like this with its central location here in town. Most cities that are historic have neighborhoods that are kind of like this, like the historic district, but this is really something that's one of a kind here in Bend.
It's really fun to think about Bend in the 1950, 1920, 1925. This is really all there was between essentially downtown and the old mill and then the homes surrounding this. You get outside just a hair, and those places weren't starting to be built until the 50s, 60s, 70s. So this was town. This was everything. And I just imagine like the people working in the mills and then coming here in this beautiful place they had to live that's right by the river. It's just a really cool thing to kind of reminisce about what this place was like 100 years ago.
If we pan over to our left here, this is the house that is for sale in this neighborhood right now, and it's currently listed at about $3.5 million. And so that gives you a feel for, it's size-wise, it's probably at least 3,000 square feet, but it's right here in the thick of everything. Historic area, asking $3.5 million, sold for probably 1.5, maybe 5 years ago, in that range. So you can understand the inflation that's gone on here in town, especially in this particular neighborhood over the last couple of years, just like anywhere else. But it gives you a sense for what the value and what the price point is for homes in this particular stretch of Bend is as of this recording.
Yep, and that home's listed by Cascade Sotheby's. But that's really all we have, guys. We hope you enjoyed this part. This is by far one of our favorite places in town. So if you'd like a tour of this area, we'd love to show you, even though we're just learning the name of the main street that goes by Drake Park. Thank you guys for watching. Please let us know if there's any other videos you'd like to see. If you'd like to have a tour, if you'd like to Zoom with us, have a phone call, whatever it is, let us know however we can be helpful for you. We'd love to have you here in Bend or any of the surrounding areas.
We're gearing up for the buying, the selling season here. We're going into the late winter stretch here. As we go into the spring season, that's when a lot of activity tends to pick up. And so we are ready when you guys are ready. If you're thinking about it, please give us a call and set up that meeting for us so we can make the initial visit, and then set up your visit when you guys arrive. Thanks again for watching. And we're so appreciative of the support on the channel.
Thank you guys. Have a great day.
Thanks, guys.